and yogi. He has shown the way for people to attain to their natural joy and to live life with experience from one's own inner nature. His presence is filled with grace and compassion. Sadhguru's scientific approach towards spirituality and work towards the upliftment of humanity have
चुपचाप
received
देखते हुए
accolades worldwide.
खेलेंगे हम लोग, बस चिल करना। आज मैं 2 घंटे के लिए स्ट्रीम करूंगा,
The
ज़्यादा
words
देर के
that
लिए
come
नहीं।
from him
पूरा टूर्नामेंट तो
intensely
स्ट्रीम नहीं करूंगा,
and
1-2 घंटा
utmost
स्ट्रीम करूंगा, फिर मैं
for
चिल
his
करने
deep
जाऊंगा।
understanding and wisdom can change the very
Single
core
tabling today.
of the being. Belonging
स्पार्टन
to
में
no
आज एक नया
particular
चीज़ आया है।
tradition, Sadhguru
big blinds दिखने
incorporates
लगे हैं।
what is most valid for the modern
स्मॉल
person
वर्सेस बिग
from
में
the
हम लोग 10-8
spiritual
ऑफ सूट
sciences.
दोनों तरीके से जा सकते हैं।
His work, an outpouring of his blissfulness, finds expression in the form of a ceaseless offering to help all beings.
बढ़िया है।
Available to all who are willing, Sadhguru's life is an invitation to the divine through individual transformation.
इनवाइटिंग छोटा बेट कॉल कर लो
Welcome
कुछ हैंड्स
to
के
the
साथ।
silent revolution of self-realization.
अब एक बड़ी बेट।
Always a manifold way in which people make use of the spiritual processes. For some people, in many places, spirituality and all the spiritual, what do you call them? What are those talks called in Hindi? Pravachans. All that pravachan, everything is just an escape from the mother-in-law or cooking. For some, it's an intellectual entertainment. For some, they're seeking to learn something. They want to know something new. A few people are wanting to, bring about some changes in their life. They want to become a little more peaceful, a little more loving, a little more something else. Some change they want in their life. Some people are looking for transformation. You know the difference between change and transformation? Transformation means nothing of the old should remain. Change means improvement, self-improvement or transformation, or some people just really wanting to get lost into it, dissolve into it. So many ways and people are approaching the same thing. It's which is the best way? I wouldn't say which is the best way because according to each person's needs, that's how they seek. You can't prescribe the best way to anybody. Right now, generally the human nature is such that whatever they don't have, that's what they will seek. They don't have health, they're seeking health as if it's the ultimate thing. If they don't have money, they're seeking money as if it's the ultimate thing. If they don't have love, they're seeking love as if it's the ultimate thing. Whatever they don't have, that's what they're seeking. That reminds me, this happened when we were in Trichy. You know Trichy? Tiruchirappalli? It's a medium-sized town in Tamil Nadu. In high school, the teacher came and asked the students, 8th or 9th standard children, if God appears in front of you and gives you a boon, what will you ask? One boy said, those days, Maruti car. I want a Maruti car. Somebody said, I want a bicycle. Somebody said, I want, 10 lakh rupees. Like this they went on. Then the teacher said, you idiots, what will you do with all these things? Ask for intelligence. Ask for knowledge, ask for intelligence. Why are you asking for all these things? So one boy stood up and said, everybody asks for what they don't have. So, everybody is seeking what they don't have, isn't it? Now if you go by this, when a human being goes by this process of asking for what he doesn't have, then it's an endless process. Because what is it that you have? What you have is so little. If you go on asking for what you don't have, you need 1,000 years and still you will be nowhere. If you start seeking the next thing that you don't have, it's an endless process, self-defeating process, isn't it? It seems to be taking you somewhere, but it doesn't take you anywhere. So, what is this about? If you don't seek, if there is no seeking, you don't go anywhere, Why would you go to any place if there's nothing to seek? Because that's the very basis of your activity, desiring and going after it, isn't it? The objects of desire may change and people may think one object is better than the other, but it's not so. Whether you're seeking money or home or intelligence or knowledge or God or this or that, desire is desire, The object of desire just changes the directions of your destination, but doesn't change the process of life as such. And the essence of life is in its process, isn't it? Where you got in the end is not the point really. In many ways, right now, the essence of life is how you're experiencing it right now. So, one's quality of life, if we are changing or if you're wanting to experience life in a little better way or in a much better way, whatever, changing the objects of desire is not going to make so much of a difference. It's the way we handle the process which is going to make the difference. But even if life becomes a very pleasant and beautiful experience, it has to happen for every human being. But even if it happens, still you will see there is something within you which doesn't want to settle for just joyful life either. You're very happy, and after some time, even that doesn't seem to be enough. Because happiness is missing, right now the whole life seems to be pursuit of happiness. If you're joyful, then you will see it's not enough. In fact, if you're very happy, you will do many more things than when you're unhappy. Isn't it so? Because now you're charged and now there's nothing pulling you back.
यो स्नेहल यो देख ले भाई,
You have all the enthusiasm
हम
to
लोग
go
बस आज
about
chill करते हुए
lots of things.
टॉक सुनते हुए खेल रहे हैं बस.
So there is something that this life is longing for. It's not a desire, it's its destination. It is not something, a desire that you created or I created. It is just longing to go towards a certain destination. The only choice that we have is either to move towards this destination consciously or unconsciously. Anyway we are moving. Whether to go towards it consciously or unconsciously. If we are dragged towards something unconsciously, even if we are dragged towards heaven, we will suffer the dragging, isn't it? Yes? Now we grab you and we'll drag you out. You don't know where you're being dragged. You will suffer this. We will take you and put you on a beautiful beach. But that's later. But right now, all along from here to there, you are going to suffer it terribly, isn't it? So if you walk towards anything or if life drags you towards a certain direction and you are unconscious about it, you will suffer the process immensely. So if you look at it consciously, if you go towards it consciously, then the process becomes beautiful. That's all the choice we have really. And once we are conscious, we naturally hasten the process. Whatever we are unconscious of, and that level we suffer, you must understand this. See, right now you're driving on the street. You are completely unconscious of who is coming behind you, who is coming in front of you. Now you are going to get into one kind of physical suffering. Because you are unaware of the physical reality, physical suffering will come, something is going to break, isn't it? Now, you're unaware of what is happening in your body, another kind of suffering will come. You're unaware of what's happening in your mind, another kind of suffering will come. You're unaware of what's happening in your family, another kind of suffering will come. Similarly, wherever you're unaware, that level of suffering will come to you. Is that so? You're getting… this is a holiday, you're getting dead serious. Once a pirate… know pirate? A pirate walked into the bar. The bartender knew him from long ago, he's seen him just the previous year and now he's come back after his expeditions. He looked at him and said, "Hey, what happened to you? You look terrible." The pirate said, "No, I'm just feeling just about fine." Then the bartender said, "But what happened to your leg? Why the wooden leg?" "Oh, that we were just having a battle with another rival group and I saw a cannonball coming straight at me. Before I could move, it hit my right leg and I'm doing quite fine with the wooden leg. I'm pretty good." Then the bartender said, "What about the hook? Instead of left hand you have a hook. What happened to that?" "Oh, we were just having a sword fight for fun and my left hand got chopped off, but I'm doing quite fine with this hook." In fact, it's more useful than the hand. Then he asked, "What about the eye patch? You lost one eye, what happened?" "Oh, that I was just looking up at the sky and a bird poop fell into my eyes." Oh, come on. Who ever heard of anybody losing their eyes for bird poop? How would you lose your eyes for bird poop? No, that was the first day I had my hook on. Whatever you're unaware of, there you suffer, isn't it? There, that brings suffering to you. So, we're talking about awareness, awareness, awareness. Awareness is not something that you do actually. In fact, the less you do, the more aware you become within yourself. The less your activity becomes inside, what you call as me, the less that becomes, the more your awareness becomes. The less your personality becomes, the more your presence becomes always. Personality means you have to do a lot to keep it up, isn't it? Yes. Most of the activity that you're doing to keep up your person is unconscious, but you're doing enormous activity to maintain a certain personality, isn't it? If that activity gets lowered, suddenly awareness gets heightened, because awareness is not something that you do. The very life is awareness, isn't it? The very basis of life is awareness. You know that you're alive only because you're aware.
We can get 3 bed there, so…
If all awareness disappears…
folding pocket fives.
At least on this level, we can call it death. So, spirituality is not something that you do. If you stop doing all your nonsense, you're spiritual. No? Unnecessary nonsense if you stop.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, someone who's watching my YouTube channel.
You
Cheers,
have to
brother.
do and make it happen or create it. It's not so. But still, why? If that is so, why am I doing my pranayam in the morning? Oh. Even in a resort they made us do it. I'm sorry, the resort. That's because there is no breaks in your activity. What you do within yourself, you have no breaks on it. So, we are creating a certain physical, mental and energy situation where everything gets diverted from your activity. Slowly, the practice establishes a situation where the life energies raise to a certain pitch and intensity that